hearing that, how can you think you can distinguish the point to actually give yourself, say, hey, you know what, this is work, but this is my time to give me this. What
be
do you,
creative.
yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think? Because sometimes you can't travel.
Absolutely, I can't.
And sometimes you might not have the ability to really actually be in the creative space that you should be in. But as we know, when you have ideas, you got to move on that. So do you move on every idea that you have, or you prevent the fact that you actually have to work to prevent you from your progress of your creativity?
Right. So there's kind of two answers to that. It goes not really, it just goes in so many separate directions, to be honest. So I can't always resolve it. First off, you can't always be creative. As creative as I am, you can't always be creative. Some days I got it planned out. I turn my little mood lights on and I'm supposed to be sitting here making a song and nothing comes up.
Okay.
You know, so sometimes that happens, and there's not very much I can do about it. But you're right, I can't always leave. I can't always do all that. So that's when I try and work to my flow state. I know I like to ride my bike. I know what I like my mornings to look like, all of that. So that's when I wake up, have some coffee, my house is clean, I go on a bike ride, go on a run. I try and do all the things that I like to open my brain. That's all I can do, but sometimes that doesn't work. So what I've noticed is, as we know, pressure either busts pipes or it makes diamonds. And sometimes it's pressure and that's all I have. So the song Someone Black Invented that's out now, I wrote that on the flight from Houston to Dallas.
Okay.
That's a 45-minute flight. I got the beat the night before, but when I got it, it was time for me to lay down because I had an early flight the next morning. I didn't have anything in my mind. I didn't know what I was going to do for this song. I know the book, I know the information, but I didn't know what the song was going to sound like.
Okay.
So I got on the flight and I'm like, girl, you got 45 minutes. So what are you going to do? And all I could do was use that pressure, almost like I used the frustration, and I wrote it.
So what made you write this song?
So the book has been out, I think, almost 5 years. So once I wrote the book, Someone Black Invented That, I took it to schools, I took it to kids and all that. I'd read it to them, they'd read it to me, all of that. And I started to get into schools, especially depending on where I was, where kids can't always read it to me the way they used to. I'm seeing the difference there. So then they made me just literally ask questions and look, like, what are the literacy levels like? What's happening? And the literacy levels are a lot lower than they were when I first started. And with that, I wanted to resolve that, solve the problem. I also have the issue of the books that I write only being at certain reading levels. So a 2-year-old just can't read, you know? So you got this 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade kid in the home who's reading this book that their younger siblings can't really benefit from.
Okay.
So it was me trying to touch different generations in one household.
Okay.
It was me trying to touch those kids who should be able to read and can't read, and hope that I'm sparking something in them to be interested enough to pick up the book. So
by you having a passion to really, because I remember the last video, you said you have a passion to teach the youth, to teach the youth. So where did this come from? Why do you want to reach out to the youth so bad? Oh, I ain't gonna say so bad, but why is it important to you? Why is it an important factor to you?
Okay, that's a good question. Some of it, to be honest, was me, I don't want to say giving up on adults, but we're just set in our ways. So the things that I want us to understand and know, the knowledge is only going to carry us so far. And being around children is where I come alive. They're innocent. They're still so impressionable. They're honest. They care. Like, this type of information blows their mind and they're excited about it. You know, for us as adults, sometimes it blows our mind and we're just like, all right, cool, you know, and that's the end of that. But they actually can carry these things through their life. What I want is for this information to make you feel in such a way that you're like, oh my gosh, this is what's happened in the past. I can do this as well. This is what my lineage looks like. This is what my bloodline looks like. This is what people who look like me do. I can do this. For us, we feel like, oh, well, I wish I would have. You hear people our age all the time, I wish I'd have been a lawyer. Did they close the schools on you? Or like, where we can still do those things, but we feel like we can't. With kids, they still have all that time ahead of them. They still have their brains open to where this information can actually fuel them to be. It can fuel them to do. And that's what I want to do.
I'm going to stick with your question. You answered the question. You answered the question. Yes, we do have to tend to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to add something to it. It was a video on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I got to watch what I say because I don't want them to block me.
Okay.
The video had said it was from Baltimore. They was having a conference,
mm-hmm.
and the male got up there. He said it take a village to raise the children.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But what if the village is not as intelligent
Absolutely.
as it should be?
Yeah.
Who gonna teach the village?
Right.
And I think when it comes down to adult learners, it's not the fact that, yeah, you're right. We do be in our heads
mm-hmm.
because at the times we don't know how to remove those barriers because of the fact that we feel like we don't have no time left over.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the oldest person that graduated with a degree is like 88, 89, something up there. I just believe that we still got to look out for adult learners as well
mm-hmm.
too, because of the fact that if these children is under certain people umbrella,
mm-hmm.
and the people that they under is lack information, lack intelligence.
Absolutely.
What you think that child gonna lack?
Absolutely, absolutely. So even with that, all we can really do is put things out, put them in the home. So I tell any parent who buys the book, I'm like, read this to your kids, they'll learn. And I always say, I promise you're gonna learn something too. Mm-hmm. So all I can do is hope. And most people do reach back and they're like, I can know this, or, like I learned something as well. So all I can do is give it out and hope that it's impressionable amongst the older generation as well.
Okay.
So
how would you teach? We already know you can teach the youth.
Yeah.
So how can you put methods in order to teach the people that need to teach the youth?
It's the same thing. It's the very same thing. If they're in the same spaces, then they're learning as well. You don't always know you're learning. Some of the times that's when it's better. Sometimes you got to hear it 2-3 times before you learn something. So when I have events in those spaces, it's parents and it's kids. And I hope that the parents are also listening and learning.
Uh-huh.
I hope that they're seeing the way we're moving and that they, at some point, want to come to a different standard or change the way that they do things because of things that they see. But all I can do is continue to be authentic and hope that it teaches along the way. Continue to say things, continue to do things, and hope that people will see you and kind of want to rise to the occasion. That's all we can do.
That's true. Do you think people read?
Yes, I think people read. I think that
like they should, though.
No, not like they should. No. People don't read like they should. I think people read. I think more people read than people think.
Uh-huh.
I think people do have an interest in reading. I think people have time to read. So that's one of the main things people say. It's like, how you have time for that? I'm going to be honest. If I don't watch it, when I do get home from work, you can scroll for an hour. That's a lot of reading. That's some good time to read. After dinner, you still have some time. After we spend a lot of time in ways that we don't look at, don't care. So if you done talked to somebody on the phone, you done looked at social media, you wasted 2 hours of your night. You could have read something.
So how you manage your time?
The same way. I have to call myself to the carpet sometimes and say, ooh, I done been on social media too long. I got the little timers on my phone. I got regular timers on my phone. I have times that I work, so an alarm goes off and I know it's time, or, okay, I need to turn the TV off. I need to turn this music off. I need to wind down. I need to read. I have to schedule myself. And even with that, sometimes it don't work.
So are you going to plan to make an album, or are you just going to keep on dropping songs?
I'll probably just keep dropping songs for a while. And then at some point it will be a comprehensive project. I will make an album at some point.
So how you work a 9-to-5, create content, drop a songs, and drop books? You got about like 4 or 5 books.
No, I got 2 books. Ooh,
okay,
I wish.
How you not quit?
How do I not quit? For me, if I'm being honest, there's such a nagging feeling that this is what I'm supposed to be doing that I can't quit. It's just not even in my thoughts. It's not an option. It just feels like what I'm supposed to be doing, so much so that sometimes I have to stop myself. I'm like, why do I think this? Because it'll get so important to me that people are like, hey, relax. Like, you know, you making all this stuff up.
Have you ever got to the point where you say, man, this ain't worth it, man?
I haven't gotten to the point where I say it's not worth it, but I do get to the point of frustration where I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I do need a break, or maybe I do need to do something differently. It's hard because work takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of energy. I have to do things after work, before work. I have to do things on the weekend, which means I got to cut out some of my own fun. Everybody else, I feel like outside, everybody having a grand time. And I'm like, I gotta work.
So you sacrifice.
I'm sacrificing, and it's very difficult because, again, I get to watch everybody else have a ball, and I still have a ball. My life's still life, so I still live. I'm not gonna act like I don't live, but I do a lot of sacrificing. Like I said, I do a lot of working on trips. I do a lot of working on the weekend. I do a lot of working in the evenings. I do a lot of saying no. I do a lot of saying I can't come. I do a lot of saying I can come and then not showing up because I had something to do. And I had to get it done. It didn't get done as quickly as I thought. It didn't work out the way that I thought. I wasn't as creative as I thought. It wasn't as quick as I thought. So now I'm missing things. So now I'm not showing up. So now I'm feeling like a bad friend. So now I'm feeling like a bad family member. Mm-hmm. I have to sacrifice a lot. And that's literally all I can do is just sacrifice and keep going. Mm-hmm. It's very, very difficult. Things bump into each other. So most of the world operates in 9 to 5. So I have to utilize my resources, ask my mom, ask my friends, like, hey, can you call this person back? Can you do this for me? Can you help me with this? I'm at work. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not always managed well. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's sleepless nights. It's frustration. It's crying on the phone. It's crying by myself. It's a lot.